the classic thing with the 90s, the clutch pedal switch goes out, the rubber stopper. So you gotta bypass it. Watch your head. You don't get it.
You already hit me in the head when you said watch your head. Okay, so we're learning how to steal cars today on Automotive Anatomy.
That's why I have the 2 kill switches on this. One for the public to see and one that nobody else will know.
Or you can just put a rubber part and put tape like I did.
I could, but that thing will wear down again, so why not just cut that out completely?
Oh my god. The channel does not represent...
Shortcuts? Someone say shortcuts? I think so.
Yeah? Yeah, welcome back to Automotive Anatomy. Today we have Mr. Ho.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for making some time for us, man. I appreciate that. This is a beautiful car and even a better story. So tell us, man, what do you drive?
It's a 92 Acura Integra LS. Own stock with a V20 motor. LS gears. All stock internal. All stock interior. Slightly modified. It was my daily driver for about 5-6 years before I had to retire it because my back was hurting. Suspension's slightly too stiff for me at the time. So, yeah.
And where did you pick it up from?
I picked it up from a buddy of mine back in the day, maybe 2000, I want to say 2009, 2010.
Wow.
Good buddy of mine, Chris Cruz. I got a heads up from another buddy, Ray. I was itching to build another one, so he gave me a heads up saying that this one was just sitting on his driveway, and it wasn't running. So I was thinking, okay, well, I have that itch. I'm going to start from scratch, and just kind of get back into it again. So yeah, I picked it up from him, towed it back to my house, ended up just swapping out the motor for the V20 I have now, and then it snowballed from there.
Okay. Now it looked like this, perfect, everything was fine, you just turn it on, put in the V20 and drove, no?
The body was straight, frame was good, he kept it in really good shape, the interior was still clean, hardly any fading. I resprayed it to the color, frostbite. Harassed him a little bit because I managed to get that wing, it's a Wings West wing. The front bumper is a Caminari bumper that I actually had to harass him some more. I gave him some money for that, so he hooked me up with that. Came with a lot of extra stuff. I added the spoon mirrors, I added the JDM window visors, the door thin moldings, the suspension I put Coney ground control setup.
Ooh, nice.
It's a nice little combo to
definitely, yeah.
After a while, I got a little too stiff for me.
Too stiff for
I
you?
was getting too old for it.
What was your original vision for it though?
Just the cruise. I mean, that suspension was ideal. It was not too stiff and not too soft. And it was something over stock. So, anything more than the suspension is a build, maybe.
Right.
Picked up these MR5s. They're in original condition, 15 by 6.5. I had them rebarreled. Back in the day was a Possum Jenkins.
Okay.
People know him as Ralphie. Got him rebarreled to 16 by 8 with a plus 30 offset.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a 2-stepped lip with the original faces. I had them resurfaced. They were originally black, then I had them polished, and then I took the faces off and I hand brushed them myself.
Oh wow, okay.
Satin clear and kind of finished them off.
That's really good.
Yeah. Put them back together, threw on some, what is it, Toyo tires now? Yeah, I forgot what tires I had them.
As in drive it, that's why.
Yeah, yeah, and then sealed the deal with the caps back then, and it had them I got them for like $200 for the full set.
Oh, those good old days. Yeah. Knowing what you know now, you probably would have picked up a whole bunch of them.
I know, but they're from another good buddy of mine, and he gave me a heads up, one of his friends, and just a network of people that you come across and that you've known for years. They start pitching ideas, and you just want to grab everything you can.
Positive peer pressure.
Yeah. A little extra shove in the door, kind of just get you started on it.
You ended up going with Will Wood BBK.
No, they're not actually a BBK. They're just a +1 from stock. They're just a little overstock.
Really?
So they fit just like a stock spec with the brackets. They're 2-piston instead of the single. I went with the slotted rotors. Just updated the brake lines, and that's it. This is direct swap bolt on. Yeah.
Oh wow!
It barely cleared my wheels. I had to run at 3mm spaces in the front just to clear it.
And then the wing, we don't see these. I haven't seen this wing that often.
Yeah, it's a Wings West wing. It's pretty much a replica of a Mugen wing.
Wiper delete.
Yeah, the wiper delete. I did the Chris actually did the antenna delete. It's kind of showing some signs of it, but the rear antenna that used to be there is gone. But yeah, the side skirts are reps. The front bumper is a Caminari from back in the day. The JDM thin moldings, the JDM window visors.
Wow.
Smooth first-gen mirrors.
So many little details, man. Like the moldings are crazy. There's no way I would ever know that.
Yeah, and it's little stuff, little hits of stuff I wanted to build with it, and I think for me every car tells some kind of a story. This whole thing is all from a really good friend, Chris, and parts are from other cars builds that parted out, and you create this connection and bond with them, and you network with people in general, and they follow up with you. And the fact that they say, hey, did you put the mirrors on? Did you put the visors on? Eric Allen, he parted his out from up north. He had a red DA. He parted his out, and I immediately hit him up for the mirrors and the window visors. But he said, I've already got someone on lock with those. And I was like, okay, sure. If anything comes up, let me know. I'll take them. Sure enough, 2 months later, hey, deal fell through. You still want to take them?
Hell yeah.
Sure. Tell me where to send the money. And the difference also is the disposable income. Back then, 20, 30 years ago, high school budget, that kind of thing, you couldn't afford anything. So either, I didn't steal anything. I never jacked anybody, but you find parts that come.
Why are you winking at me right now?
I know. I'm not on camera, so you can put me like that,
All right, so tell us a little bit about the interior, man. What do we got going on?
It's well worn in.
Good.
It was my daily warrior for about 4 or 5 years.
And what was that commute? For those who are from Southern Cali, you'll know. What was your commute?
I lived in the city of Orange at the time, and I commuted to Manhattan Beach every day. So the 405, the 91, and everything in between.
How did you do that, man?
I just did it.
You're like
the same ride height, the same wheels.
Dang.
Yeah, and it saved a ton on gas, but still,
man,
it got me around. A true warrior.
Cool, man. So, what kind of steering wheel, shift knob?
It's a personal wheel with a personal hub.
Do you know the size on that?
It's a Nardi wheel. It's been a while. Stock interior seats are all original. Some fading here and there, but not too much. No floor mats because I don't really have a purpose for them. I hardly drive them anymore. But yeah.
Why that shift knob?
My trade. I'm a mechanic by trade, and I got this idea from someone else. And I hit up my local Snap-on franchisee, and he had some spare handles around, so I just rethreaded it and made it my shift knob.
No biggie, right?
Yeah.
Man, so nice, super clean. It has a 90s Honda smell.
Yeah, it's a non-smoker. I'm a non-smoker, so obviously, is it the Air Spencer down there that you see, or is it the interior smell?
I think it's interior.
What Honda doesn't have an Air Spencer anymore, especially the Squash.
Wow. I don't know. Based on the outside of your car, I'm gonna say no. It's probably really clean.
It's filthy.
It is really clean, just like I expected.
It's pretty much a old stock V20.
So, tell us a little bit about the engine compartment. What made you go with this swap? And
well, it's the People's motor.
People's motor.
At the time, 10 years ago, it was a solid cheap motor, 2-liter, stock internals. It got me from point A to point B, 2.5 hours of traffic each way.
Yeah.
I had the engine out. I rattle canned it, the bay all black. There's still some blemishes here and there.
How many years ago was that?
10.
That looks good for 10 years.
That's the Carlin can pay for.
For 10 years, man. Though for
Yeah.
10 years, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Now you did this all by yourself, right?
I swapped the motor myself.
So you've always been
I
a
did, yeah.
hands kind of guy.
Hands on, yeah.
Okay.
It took me a little long, but you know, I did it. I did a little mini wire tuck, kind of cleaned up the bay a little bit. I hit some wiring. You can see the top hats on the ground control. Stock LS gearing. Still haven't had the clutch go out on me yet, knock on wood.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Honda.
No AC, no power steering.
Were you driving like that?
All the way.
Why?
Just because I was nuts back then. I didn't really
Why?
windows down and just kind of cruising it. That's how I
There's no cruising in that freeway, dude.
Well, stop and go. That's cruising enough.
Okay.
Yeah, slowing down 10 miles an hour.
Oh man.
Nothing, just a major, you know, just a minor DC header. I'm running RSR stainless exhaust. Yeah, the new speed bar. That's from back in the day.
Some little old school parts.
Yeah.
What are your future plans for this?
Probably the next biggest thing is the engine. I'll probably just put in a GSR, do a mild build on it, upgrade the top end a little bit. And
GSR tranny.
yeah, GSR short geared. I'm not taking it on the freeway anymore, so I don't need the.
Nah, you don't need that.
So, but yeah.
Alrighty, sir. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to give us a little background of the story of you owning this DA.
Yeah.
What are the future plans for it, and any shout outs?
Probably just put a new motor in, run this one to the ground, but I don't daily anymore, so it's gonna be a while. Maybe find some parts here and there if I come up on something. I'll just pick it up, put it on.
Is there anything that you're like, man, that's a unicorn part? I really, really want that.
With this car, there's a ton of unicorns.
Are they?
It's just a matter of affording it and having that extra income to do it.
Okay.
Can always do that, but I can't feed my boys and my wife.
Yeah.
Mortgage.
And this is always gonna be second. So
Yeah, probably second, but
that's awesome.
it's up there on the priority list.
Yeah. One of your kids is not getting a college tuition. That's all I'm saying.
You better work on that scholarship, right? And academically, I'm good so far. The oldest one's doing really good.
Ah, go on.
Maybe change up the wheels again. I have another set of wheels. More wheels.
What do you feel like? Do you feel like sharing?
Oh, I already have a set of Blitz 01s.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rebarrel them?
No. I'm gonna keep those original.
Which are what?
16 by 7.5.
Okay. So going backwards in life, going back to baby specs.
Yeah. I kind of like 16-inch wheels. But that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Any shout outs?
Shout out to my wife and kids, man, for putting up with my stuff. Like, takes up the garage and keeps me grumpy when I don't get to work on it and I have to, feed the kids. And
Dude, that's like the ultimate dad. What are you talking about? You want to dump me?
A bunch of my friends, all the guys in SoCal, IC, guys I grew up with G2 IC, and we kind of branched off on our own. Huge shout out to them. There's too many of them to list. I can knock them all out, but it'll take a while. But the biggest one is probably Chris, that letting me buy this thing from him. Letting me kind of just continue on with what he wanted to do with it, and gave me some ideas. And it's not really being built and then bought, bought then built. But I bought it to build it just because of him.
He's the same guy.
Shout out to the planes. When the flyby.
They knew you were in town. They're like, let me take some snap pictures of that.
Huh?
We'll have some footage from that angle right now. Automotive anatomy is expanding, dude. That's what I'm saying. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for making the time for us, man. I truly appreciate it, man. And like I said, can't wait for the future plans for it. And you say you are bringing the car more often to shows, right?
Yeah, I did quite a bit last year. I hit a lot of meets and shows, events, Cars and Coffee. It's a great way to just network with people, get to know people. You know, people, you expose yourself and people notice you, and it makes everybody feel good.
Yeah,
So,
it's about the community,
Yeah.
keeping it, you know, positive.
Definitely.
Sweet, man. Thank you. I appreciate your time.